What's good with you?
And we are here with a list of topics. We're gonna jump right into them. First of all, in remembrance of 9/11, you know, it was a lot going on. So, speaking on 9/11, what was what do you remember? Like what how was that day for you?
For me, 9/11, honestly, it didn't seem real. And not saying that it didn't happen, it just didn't seem real because I was in the ninth grade when this happened. We were in school, we were just chilling, Then all of a sudden, they got on the intercom, they turned on the TV, and we were seeing some towers burning. And I thought it was a movie. I thought, oh, we getting out of class or we ain't
It's a free movie day?
Yeah. Because when you got to watch those movies, you like, okay, cool. It's like, oh, we ain't got to do no work. Then they like, no, this is
real life.
Yeah, this is real life. This is what's happening right now.
I remember I was in art class, and we sitting down here drawing. The teacher, they had the TVs where you roll them in, so kids don't understand that they gotta roll the TV in, and she plugged it up, and she was like, "This is going on right now," and then that, like, literally, I'm sitting in class and we watching the TV, and then a second plane hit.
Yeah,
and I was like, "What?" And then instantly, over the intercom system above us, all you hear is people leaving. Such and so, your parents is here to pick you up. Such and so, your parents here to pick you up. And my mom ain't coming for that.
Yeah, you gonna stay to the end.
You gonna stay because I'm gonna be at work. They ain't gonna tell me.
Yeah.
So here you go. You gonna be sitting right here in class, young Brian Hunter, still in class.
For a long time, a lot of people were like just so shocked about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't get me wrong, I don't agree with what happened. But then a lot of times we band together on things, but then on other things we start basically trying to call certain people out. Like, oh, we were throwing out Muslims, then we were throwing ISIS this. Before ISIS, it was the Taliban and all the things.
Saddam Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out what that man did.
I don't know. I just think they didn't like Saddam,
That's
so they
really
threw him in there too.
I mean, I'm sure he did something wrong at some point in time. I just don't think. Well, I know now that 9/11 wasn't it, and weapons of mass destruction had nothing to do with that man.
Yeah, but that was one main reason. Oh, we're gonna go over there because they got weapons of mass destruction. Oh, they attacked the Twin Towers. Oh, this was because it is still considered one of the worst terrorist attacks that ever happened on American soil.
Right. They caught us with our pants down.
It's yes, but when you get caught slipping, everybody gets caught slipping at some point in time.
True.
So you have to rise above the occasion and step up to the plate. Don't get me wrong.
I feel like that's what we did, though.
Yeah, we definitely did, but I don't. It took us over 10 years to find Osama bin Laden.
But that's fine Osama. When it came down to it, like us banding together, getting our army and stuff in place. Not saying that it take much for us to mobilize as an army, because we spend a lot on.
Yeah, we spend more than any other country on our military defense.
Right. So understood, but it's just our airline infrastructure a little weak. It's what it is. But
after 9/11, everybody had to take their shoes off.
Yeah, you got to.
But you realize that when 9/11 happened, police forces would actually band together and actually make real harsh, what's the word I'm looking for? They were mobilizing as more of army instead of actually just being the police. Right. After 9/11.
But, and it's just, because, that everybody on high alert.
Yeah.
I'm not giving them a pass. What I am saying, because at the end of the day, the people that you going to go hard on was in America already. So, the same pain you felt as an officer, they felt. Yes. Like, it's a lot of...
But that's one of the hard things, though, is like, because it's like, everybody's feeling a great pain because of what happened.
Right.
Like, if you have family there, my condolences to you. But it was like, basically, we're on high alert. but we're on high alert with everyone, like people that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
And that's our own people.
Yeah.
Like we're more high alert on our own people than on some other countries at times.
It's just at a certain, it's just like your body. It can be a common cold, but your defenses amp up. As if you fighting something crazy. But it's just like, because you don't know what's next or how to, And I just feel like because it was in my mind the first attack of its kind on us, to where a lot of people, felt that.
Yeah.
So when that happened, it was like, oh gosh, dog, what? That can happen to us?
Yeah. And it shows us nobody's untouchable.
Nobody. You can,
because for the longest time, America was like,
we the ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to pull something over on America.
Yeah.
But then they pulled something over. And then the people that fought back against the people, the Taliban with the box cutters and stuff, and their plane actually went down because nobody could fly the plane.
Yeah. I feel like every plane should have, like, not just a co-pilot, but a passenger pilot. Like,
yeah, somebody that has nothing to do.
You don't know who he or she is. They just in there. Or if you're a flight attendant, they give you nothing else. We just need you to learn how to land the plane. That's it. We don't need you to know how to get it off the ground. Just land it.
That's all you need to do.
That's all you do.
Just in case.
Or, at this point, we capable. I mean, you can make your automated system. If you get to this situation and this, all you got to do is make sure the plane pointing in the right direction and push this button. It's called land. It literally, I want to have in big bold letters, land.
Land. I can see it. I could definitely see it. Because
I'm sure at this point, I think we got people on the ground that can control planes. Like once they get within a certain radius.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technology that we have now that we didn't have 20 years ago.
Right. But like you said, you get punched in the mouth, you're going to learn to defend yourself. So I think that's what America went through when the 9/11 came through. It's like, oh, no. They can hit us? Okay, well, we need to learn how to box at home. Because we had great offense.
Yeah.
We go to any country, any soil with Plex. Like, what's up? No issue.
Yeah.
You want war with America? We got war for you.
Yeah. Bro. If you really look at it, name one country we've been to that we have fully left. We always have an embassy. We always have military troops still there to this day.
Well, technically the Taliban.
Well, we just, out of all this time, we just decided, you know what? We're going.
This land is lost.
But that's bad, though.
Hey, it's what it is, man.
Hold up, we've been here for so long, over 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, you know what? It's time to go home.
Time to go home. It's time to roll, y'all. Pack it up.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, what it is. If you ain't getting I understand what they're going. We're not getting nowhere with y'all. You know what? I guess you're right. It's time to get up out of here. You ready? I'm ready. Pack my bags. I'm gone. Now, how it rolled out, a lot of people have issue with how it took place because, a lot of people who was allies to us lost their lives and all that. And, a lot of citizens and civilians out there had,
I mean, but that's what's bad is, like, we come over to protect, for the most part. The majority of Americans, when they come over to help out with other things, is because we're trying to help.
Yeah.
But one thing we don't realize, some people don't want our help, don't need our help, and don't care for our help.
Not at all.
So, with that happening, I'm like, it kind of like, it looks bad on us because
really do.
Just like, you know what? It's time to go.
It's time to get up out of here. Yeah, I just, at the same time, man, going back to 9/11, because when you're going through and going into the airport, it's a different vibe. It's a different environment. And then with the pandemic now that we got, it's just like the airport is really not somewhere you just want to be all the time.
Well, you remember back in the day before 9/11, you could actually see your people off.
Yeah.
It's like you go up to the gate, love you, y'all give the goodbye kisses, all that kind of stuff. Now,
do that at the door. Do that in the cab ride.
mm-hmm.
Do that in the
Because
car.
they ain't letting you pass this point.
You ain't
TSA is gonna stop you.
Yeah, but I mean, so do you think all the added security and enforcement of a certain law? Do you think it was all necessary?
No, I think it was kind of overkill on certain things. Don't get me wrong. I understand. Like you said, you gonna learn to box, but you can't be when you become a professional fighter. You can't just be over here fighting everybody the same way.
True.
Like some people can't fight at all. So you go up there and you fight them like a professional fighter, you may kill them because they don't know how to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Like, look at it like this. Everybody taking off their socks and shoes. You can't carry nothing on there. Oh, well, we're gonna charge you like $40-$50 to for this bag and everything. Yeah. You got the little bitty shampoos. You can't really buy nothing and bring it back with you. It has to be this big by this big. If it's anything over that size, you gotta ship it now, which it costs you an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like.
But I mean, at a certain, you got to give up certain rights for security, man. Because technically, a policeman covered up and pulling you over in your car, of course that experience is trash. And like you said earlier, me going to work speeding ain't necessarily the reason why we have car wrecks.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they don't like that you speed, so we got to stop that. You going to the airport and whatever, we don't like that we got hit, like you said, we got hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
We got hit dead center in the mouth. And now you want us to...
Lost the tooth.
Yeah, lost the tooth. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of people who, on this day, it hurt for those. And like I said, like you said earlier, for your condolences and all that, yeah, I'm sorry that this happened to you, man. I really am. And part of me feels like, okay, the added security at the airport and taking away certain liberties or whatever, yeah, because of the situation. But at a certain point, when do we draw that line? Like, okay, there's a better way to do this to where, we don't have to sacrifice as much of our rights. But at the same time, in order to do something like that, if we being honest and being real, we would have to start, IDing people and being like, no, you can't go because, basically profiling.
But that's what we actually started doing was profiling people.
That's what indirect, because you didn't do it because like you didn't do. Yeah, but you got to we didn't do it because, they didn't make a law that says go profile.
If you had a turban on your head, sir, come with me.
Come with me. Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's the people in the situation. The law was just, we watch everybody. But, if the person who hit you look like that person, instantly you're going to be like, no.
But
pull him over. Get him, though.
Now, but doing that, you end up profiling a whole bunch of people. How many people have issue with Muslims? And Muslims are not just Middle Eastern or Saudi Arabian or anything like that. Muslims are black, white, Hispanic, all different races. But they were like,
and not everybody that wears a turban is a Muslim.
Yes, and that's true. There's some people, what is it? Like, that's like, for example, a dashiki. If somebody did something stupid in a dashiki, are you going to pull everybody over in a dashiki? There's going to be a lot of people you pull over.
It's funny that you say that because you be somebody who went through what you went through. Oh, it was a black guy, and I think he had a gun. And
yes, I've been profiled so many times.
Yeah,
I'm a light-skinned black dude, and then I'm like, oh, well, maybe they ain't. Hey, more people say I look like a teddy bear than a criminal, but
that's people trying to talk to you, man.
Bro, at the end of the day, it's still I get told I don't look like I'm that intimidating for some people. some people are going to automatically assume I'm intimidating. But for you to magically assume I got a gun, I'm like, issue. Now, the other thing, you treat me as a criminal until I prove to you I'm not a criminal. That's even worse.
To a degree.
To a degree, no.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not finna sit here and justify, racial profiling. I'm heavily against that, obviously.
But that's what we were doing to Muslims after 9/11.
Well, that's what he was doing to Chinese people during COVID.
When were we pulling Chinese?
Well, nah, but
there was
once
people.
Trump hit you with that statement, the China virus. Why you call it the China virus? Why you say it that way? Because it's from China. I don't know if you saw that press conference. What was out there? I don't know how to take what he said, but if I was of Asian descent, I would take a little offense. Like, buddy, all kinds of diseases come from all over the world, and you just want to say that this is us, only us, and then
But like I said, Trump said some stupid stuff. But that's not the first or the last stupid thing that he ever said.
Or that's not the first or the last stupid thing that every president come out and said something stupid.
Yeah, something stupid, something ignorant.
Because we take off the current president, before he was the president, who was a super predators?
Yeah, he was one of the people that were involved with the whole super predator thing.
Yep.
Him, Bill Clinton, Hillary, and all them talking about, oh, well, they out here doing all, like, that's what the 3 strikes rule came from. Meaning you could get serious time for getting in trouble 3 times. But then as an African American, you were actually looked at under a different microscope than other people.
It's just like chemically. The difference between cocaine and crack is baking soda. But one gets you, absorbing amount of years, and the other one, that's a party drug. It's not really that bad. But it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing. It's just they wanted to make it look bad because more black people did one, and more white people did the other.
And that's what it is. But also now you got meth, which is meth and pill popping. That's a pandemic, or epidemic. I'm sorry, it's an epidemic. Whereas crack and all that back in the 80s, that was the war on drugs.
Yeah, but that was the whole idea that they had. The war on drugs was a war on black people,
on minorities,
hippies, minorities, things like that.
Mexicans. Just make sure you throw them in there because they was getting attacked.
Yeah, they were too. Like, it was just the fact of the matter that they tried to make it seem like it was okay for certain people, but not okay for other people.
Right.
And that's why they did it. Oh, well, cocaine's okay because more black people don't do cocaine. They do crack. Or heroin. Things like that. It was like, okay. But
attacking us.
Now, back in the 80s, they were talking about, hey, just say no. Just say no to drugs. Things like that. And it was like, okay, that kind of, people need help. When you're in trouble and you need help, but people would tell them, just say no. But now when it comes to pills, all that
we gotta
kind of
help
stuff,
them. They need therapy.
They need help.
But also, I do want to take into account that maybe they learn from their mistakes.
No, you don't get to play that game. It's like, okay, like if I was the bully for 18 years and I don't beat up everybody, then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should stop beating up people. And then somebody bigger than me come beat me up, and now I'm complaining about being bullied.
Nobody gonna respect you.
Yeah, because it's like you that whole time you were over here doing this. Yep. Now all of a sudden, the shoe's on the other foot. Oh, I got.
Now we gotta be concerned. Now we gotta. No. What happened to all that energy? That's like, what happened to that energy?
People don't want to hear that. It's like, oh, well, they just need help now.
They just need help.
No, you don't.
I guarantee. Got. But let's go. Because we nearing the end of this 9/11, we about to go into something else. But going back to 9/11, like I said, tragic event for America, for all those people who had to go through that. And, well, first of all, if you're an American at any point in time during that time period, if you was alive on that day, you went through it.
Yeah. But one thing I will tell a lot of people, teach your children about certain things because it's hard for them to understand it when they didn't go through it. Like your children will be able to tell people about the pandemic and everything because they lived through it. But if you never lived through it, it's going to be hard to understand.
Hard to fully understand that. Hard to grasp that concept. You know what I'm
saying? And that's one of the big things because with students that I have now, you talk to them about 9/11. That was so long ago. But right now you're going through the pandemic. And it will bother you if you lost somebody due to this pandemic, but then all of a sudden somebody come out of the blue and say, oh, well, man, the pandemic was so long ago. Who really cares? But you done lost your grandma or you done lost an auntie or something like that.
They don't want you, never forget the Holocaust. Remember the Alamo. But slavery, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of the pandemic, Uncle Joe sitting out here and pretty much telling people you get mandatory vaccinations. If you got, your company has the option to say if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine, but you're gonna be on leave without pay. We don't have to pay you if you
see, but now you're infringing on people's rights.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because of the fact that first it was optional. Now basically you're making it mandatory.
Well, once they got the FDA approval, they was like, the FDA approved this now. It's according to them, the Federal Drug Administration, this is a safe situation. Like, you'll be safe.
But you do realize that a lot of times just because the FDA approves something doesn't mean it's safe.
No.
It just means that they approved it because they haven't found enough evidence
to say it's going to harm you significantly.
What if you're allergic?
Yeah.
Like, that's a real question. It's like, question. What if you're allergic to?
Well, one thing I don't want to do, at least not on ours, is sit back and spread vaccine fear. Vaccination.
That's not what I don't want to do that neither, because I say it's your choice as a person.
That's what I want to go to.
Because I'll tell you right now on here, I'm actually fully vaccinated.
Same
I have no issue with it. But my thing is,
you gonna get your booster though?
I hadn't decided yet because I was like, man, with the booster, I was like, I just got 2 shots for this. Do I really want to go get a third one? And then if they come out with another booster to the booster.
No, the booster is similar to the flu shot. Every 8 months, they expect you to go get a booster shot for COVID. Just like if you was going to get the flu shot, every year you get the flu shot.
But I don't even get the flu shot every year. I don't get sick like that.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
I got the COVID shot because I'm looking out for my mom. I'm looking out for my family. I got children. I want my family and stuff to be safe. Now, if you're going to sit here and tell me, man, I got cold, get this shot like the flu, this is the new flu. Like, people right now, like, I can't even cough around certain people because they're going like, uh-oh, COVID.
Yeah. But that's another thing. It's just so many, like, I feel like the media got to chill. All this consistent bombarding you with this information, whether it's right, whether it's wrong, it seemed like nobody researching nothing. Everybody coming up with their own solutions to the problem, instead of just sitting back and saying, wait, before we tell y'all anything additional, we gonna give you straight facts. Look, it's a pandemic. The disease is real. That we know. We got a vaccine. Right now, we don't know exactly how effective it is against the new strands, but it was very effective against the first one. We missed that round. People didn't believe in the system. So
okay, I can understand that.
Now we got 2 new ones. I don't know the level in which your protection is for these new ones, but I work at a hospital, and the people who coming in there and they down bad, it's not the people who vaccinated, and that's just from what I see. The people who in them rooms are not the people who had the vaccine. I can tell you that firsthand.
And I can understand that because when I look at it, I'm like, okay, me, I got the vaccine because I want to make sure. And then I'm like, if something happens to me, it's like, okay, at least I tried my best to do the things I need to do.
I did what I could. But at the same time, I can't fault nobody
Yeah,
for
exactly.
not wanting to take the like I ain't gonna give nobody a hard time about it because a lot of people want to be like it's these anti-vaxxers. Well, they got their I don't know
Yes.
exactly what the
Well,
reason is, but I gotta
we
respect
all know
it.
one of the main reasons because the government has, whether they want to admit it or they don't want to admit it, has screwed over people
They have.
in history.
Yep.
These are just the facts.
The
It's
facts.
my opinion, it's not my feelings. They have screwed people over. They have set people up. If
They
you
have.
ever heard of the Tuskegee Airmen, they literally gave them syphilis
And experiment, and then let them walk
and then
around.
let them walk around, and they were not allowed to get a cure until the 90s.
Well, they would go in and tell them all their ailments and stuff, and it was all being recorded.
Yes.
But every time you go in there and tell them this hurt, this bad, this going down, this going left. Oh, well, you fine though. I don't see any issues with you.
Because they were actually told and doctors were mandated because they wanted to see the severity of what would happen. And it wasn't until the 90s, I think it was 94, that Bill Clinton actually wrote an apology to the Tuskegee Airmen. You realize that was in World War II.
Right.
So they've been going around this long with this by their government.
Yeah.
And you get an apology in the 90s.
And then letter. You wrote it.
Oh,
What is that gonna do
for
me?
everything?
What is that gonna do for me? That's the equivalent of the people in power. They killing you and killing your people, and then they turn around and be like, "Well, we was wrong."
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, "But that don't erase the blood."
And I know there's a lot of people that's like, "Oh, I never heard of that." That's because certain things in history are not spoken about as they should be spoken about.
If America is wronging Americans, it's pushed under the rug.
True.
That's just how it is. And most of the time, it's not the ones that don't look like me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not the ones who don't look like me who getting screwed over. They not really the ones taking it. You know, it's the people who look like me or look like close to me.
I will say it like this because one of the things that we have to learn is to seek education and understanding because there's a lot of people that did not know about the Tuskegee Airmen. There's a lot of black people, even black people that did not know about Black Wall Street, that didn't know about the massacres that have happened around the United States. So a lot of people are just like, oh, well, they never taught us that in history because they didn't.
And now they trying to push all that history out.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, when it's out, if our hands are red, and I say our because I'm an American.
Yeah.
I'm 100% American. I don't want to segregate myself from my country. No, sure. I'm an American. Straight up. But when it's our hands that are red, and when it's all brothers killing our brothers, we want to wipe the slate clean.
Yeah.
But when it's another world power, just like the president at the time get out there and say, no, that's the China virus. Mm-hmm. Because, no, they hands red, that's China. That's them.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, when it's us. You got nothing to say. No. That didn't happen. Well, we need to try to move past that. We need to try to get over that. We need to try to let that go. But if it's Germany over there with the Holocaust, never forget. Put up monuments, put up museums, put all this up because we need to remember that because that just shows us how wrong or how vicious those people are. But I'm like, buddy, I ain't never look. Dirty hands don't wash dirt. I can't clean dirt off with dirt. You just gonna make it dirt.
Like when we talk about this virus and everything going on, I look at it like this. If you want to get vaccinated, cool. If you don't, cool. But don't push your agenda on someone else because of your feelings. Well, they're just trying to, you're just being a puppet. Mind your own business and stay in your own lane. I will never tell somebody you have to get vaccinated.
Ain't my job. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. By me letting you have your rights, it puts me at a certain level of risk. But it's going to come a day when I make a decision that you might not agree with.
Yeah.
And because you made that decision, or because I made that decision, it's going to put you at risk. So
but
I accepted you when you had your thing. You need to accept me when I got mine.
Yeah. But I'll say it like this. For the most part, I don't be up in no one's face.
That's true, too.
I'm not trying to hug nobody. Some of my students will try to hug. No germs. Give me that. You gonna like? I want sanitizer.
I want to put people in that whole. You need. Well, you wear J's and stuff, so I don't know if you'll be able to do it. But I'll be like, click shoes. My Adidas. I can touch my Adidas to your little Nikes over. Like, here you go, man.
Yeah,
we could get that. That should be common. But Kid and Play had it figured out.
Yes, that definitely could work too. But that whole being so close to someone, it's like, whoa. If you ain't a family member, somebody that I'm cool. Like, let's be real. If my wife got sick, I'm gonna kiss her anyway. This is my wife.
No,
like
you live for that.
Like certain things, if my children are sick, hey, look like we all sick because they're my children.
I gotta do.
Like I ain't going.
Stay back. Over there. Stay back. No.
But if you a random person or someone that I don't have to be so close to, hey, bro, we can talk.
Give me some distance.
That's all you gotta do. You stay over there. I stay over here.
You know what they should do? They should put loudspeakers in the little face mask, so I can talk to you. I ain't gotta yell. It's just gonna amplify my voice, so I can talk to you from a distance. You know what I'm saying?
But even then, like, I agree with the amplifiers because every time I try to talk to someone, I'm like, what? What'd you say?
What you say?
Like,
and I feel
what?
And I feel like if you gotta yell, you decrease the effectiveness of the mask because now you pushing air.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just need you to put a little Bluetooth speaker right here. Mm-hmm. Or we can have it on our little belt or whatever. Yeah. And when we talk into the mask, first of all, I'm giving away some game. If we make this, we could probably get paid because I don't think COVID going nowhere anytime soon.
No, it ain't going nowhere. Just all I ask for is give me my little space. That's all I ask for.
Give me some space. Sign language and ASL should go up. Like, we should
First of all, I'm teaching people sign language. It's bad because it's like everybody keeps asking me about sign language. I'm like, hold up, I ain't did him, man. I'm a little rusty. Let me go on and work on a little bit before.
Get back.
I gotta get back on
bounce back
on my P's and Q's.
You gotta get the top notch. Get yourself going.
But when it comes to this virus and everything, respect other people's decisions. Now, if you tell me I gotta do this to keep my job,
it's like I can't.
You're not being fair.
Like I have to do it because I have to feed my family.
Mm-hmm.
And then you already got a job market that's suffering because because a lot of those jobs that people didn't want. Like, don't get me wrong. A Big Mac is still a Big Mac, but the person flipping the Big Mac feel a little different about Big Macs than I do.
Yeah.
Because they like, I got paid $7 an hour to fix this burger for you. I got kids that's in daycare. I can't afford daycare and give you burgers.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there was a point in time where the McDonald's jobs belonged to the teenagers.
But that was the thing is, like, now grown-ups done knock the little kids out of their jobs. Like, remember it used to be a paper boy?
Yeah.
Ain't no paper boy, it's a paper man.
It's paper man.
Like, he took the job.
He took those routes.
Like, hey, man, that's my job. Go on back to school.
But that's what I'm saying. To a certain degree, don't get me wrong, I ain't never going to push people away from education. Those who go and put forth the effort to get that education, like myself, like yourself, sure, I feel like that should put you in a position to where you can move a little bit easier. But it's a lot of positions out here that should not be requiring people to have gone to college.
Yeah,
it's just like it shouldn't be mandatory. I feel like trade schools and all that stuff got pushed by the wayside, but I'm like, I still need somebody to check on my electricity and plunge my toilets. I still need that.
Well, I think the reason for that, the reason a lot of people end up pushing those jobs away, because either A, school and the manufacturers themselves got in cahoots and were like, hey, we need them to have this level of education. Certain jobs that we have now to this day, you didn't need to go to school for that.
Right.
But they still gonna say, oh, well, we still require you.
Require you to go to school.
It's like, for what?
I don't need that. I don't. My thing is, because at a certain point, I talked to older people, and it was people who got out of high school, and they had, certification to paint your car, certified electrician, like all these trades, like trades. And I'm talking about from high school, so this was free, because the world, we need you. We need you to be able to do what you do, because, hey, that mechanic over there getting old, and this is the new technology. We need you to be up to date, because we need those. But now, don't get me wrong, I understand STEM and all that, but most of the time, the skills that you need, they ain't giving them to you.
Yeah, like automotive, you can't just work on cars and be a mechanic no more.
You can't do that.
Because
it's to a certain level of computer, like, not saying the cars didn't have computers back then, but they got them now.
Yes, like almost every car now, from what 2000, probably 2000 and up, have like a computer to the point where you're not going to be able to diagnose and fix everything with that car unless you went to
school. You got some level of education.
Yes.
And it's specific, like education specifically tied to cars. And it's gotten to a point now where it's not just cars in general. You are a Mercedes mechanic. It used to be a time where you got your engine, your starter, your alternator, you got your gas, your fire, and your electricity and your air. And as long as you understood understood that relationship in the car and the engine, it's gonna roll.
Yeah.
But now you threw in an additional. Now you need to understand that this computer right here is telling this to fire at this time, and it's telling it to do it on this at this sequence. So you need, if you ain't got it going, or if that is messed up, you need to go and figure it out. You might have to do some programming. You might have to.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. It's gotten to a point. And then we go into electric cars.
Bruh, the way that they have things set up is set up for you either A, to evolve and keep evolving with it, or you're going to get left behind.
And a lot of people these days, I feel like us 80s babies, we got a certain advantage because we came up during the era of evolving. You know what I'm saying? We saw the brick phone, the suitcase phone, all the way to the flip razor to our current iPhone, whatever we got. So we went from touch pads to touch screens. We did it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the generation before us, they like, once you got past typewriters, I'm pretty much out the game. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much asking somebody in their late 50s, 60s, 70s to type on a computer or work a computer,
it's hard.
It's gonna be kind of hard.
Difficult.
Don't get me wrong. There's still some people that can actually still do it, but for the most part,
it's difficult.
Baby, I ain't that advanced.
That ain't what I do. Look. Can you get this done for me?
Mm-hmm.
But I be like, I understand, because sometimes, man, you get the way the world updates now, with it all being subscription based, consistent updates and all that. It's easy to get outdated.
Yeah,
it's easy.
But on the other hand, for the I tell a lot of kids now, man, let the zombie apocalypse happen, and all media and phones and stuff go off. You're dead. You're not gonna make it in this game.
And you're gonna die from boredom. You ain't even gonna die from a zombie bite. You're just gonna die because you can't see the latest TikTok dance.
I can't use my phone.
I can't. What dance are they doing now?
Like, it's bad because I don't talk to people. Some people don't know east from west, north from south, or anything. I'm like, oh my God. Like, well, I don't see it on my phone. Well, what do I need to do? I'm like, so the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? So if it rises in the east and sets in the west, then the north should be this way and the south should be this way. But telling them that is like,
it makes sense to me. I don't get it. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, with all that said, going back to the mandatory COVID shots, I just I don't agree with telling people that you have to do it. And I know people like, well, it's just telling you because you got because it's connected to your job. You know, if you want a job, you got. I'm like, no. I feel like everybody should stick because, like I said, one day I might make a decision that doesn't necessarily go with the masses, and I need you to be okay with that. Just like you going with, don't get me wrong. Am I anti-vaxxer? No. Do I believe in vaccinations? Of course. I got mine.
Yeah.
But if I see somebody who don't have theirs, if I see somebody who don't wear them, my cousin Mike, he does not do the mask thing.
I understand.
And I have nothing but respect for his decision. Like, yeah, I'm gonna wear mine. Just don't come over here trying to knock me for wearing what I.
I can't believe you got your mask on.
Look, I do what I need to do because I feel like this is protecting me. If you doing what you doing because you feel like that's protecting you, I don't care how stupid I look to you. Love me because I'm your fan. Period. Yeah. And that's the same. I'm gonna show that same level. Hey, he out here now. He can do what he want to do because that's his decision. He woke up this morning. He put his pants on one leg at a time, just like me. So I ain't got no issue with what you do, and I'm not gonna tell you stupid for how you move. And I'm not gonna hit you with the Joe Biden and tell you if you don't get vaccinated, you on your own.
First of all, telling somebody they have to do something, you didn't like it when your parents told you had to do something.
Yeah. All right. So now let's get to the reason we typically hear. How do you set yourself apart when talking to? Well, we got black women down, but I mean, if you want to set yourself apart with women in general,
I guess I say it like this: so many people nowadays try to be like everyone else. Me, I'm an individual. I do what I want when I want. I act the way I want to. When I was younger, I always wanted to be like, want to be this. Oh, well, women like hood dudes. Women like this dude. Women like this. Women like that. I'm like, when I got older, I realized women just like me.
Yeah.
And you could say it's cocky, confident, or whatever. I don't care. It's the honest truth. If you like me, that's cool. If you don't like me, that's cool. I remember I was in a group, and some women hated me because I spoke my mind. But then you'd be surprised how many women would DM me talking about, I really like that you don't let nobody change your opinion.
That's what you feel.
Like, you feel exactly how you feel, and you're going to say what you're going to say. So, me being an individual, I don't care if you like me or you don't like me. That's cool. Yeah. I ain't never had no problem getting any place, so what do I care?
I don't care. I just be like, I'm not for everybody. And I like that I'm not for everybody.
That's just like Kool-Aid. Everybody at some point in time was like, either you like Kool-Aid or you hated Kool-Aid. But it wasn't for everybody to drink it.
Everybody.
It's like some people like lemon lime, some people like strawberry, some people like grape. Everybody
some
had
people
that
like
fruit
or like
punch
red.
at some point in time.
It's just like red.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was strawberry or cherry. I just know it was red.
Yeah. But it was the fact of the matter. Me being me is what get me what I want.
Yeah. And that's the way it works. That's how it works. Like I said, I've gotten more from just being who I am than I've ever gotten trying to fit in.
Yeah.
And I because think about it. When you sitting up there at a group of people and everybody look the same, everybody dressed the same, everybody doing the exact same thing, you blend. You just blend. So it's like, if I talk to you or your friend, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking to technically the same guy. In essence.
But that was my thing is like, I try to stand out. I'm like, I'm loud. I'm going to say what I want to say. But I don't need to talk to you. Oh, if I don't like you, I was just telling you today. Man, there's like 5 numbers I got in my phone that I call on a consistent basis.
Right.
I ain't got to talk to everybody. Like, yes, I'm a very social person. I don't meet a stranger anywhere. But as far as me on day-to-day thing, if we cool, hit me up. If you don't want to hit me up, that's cool. But what I'm not going to do is be like everyone else. That's like with ladies. A lot of times, I'm going to come at you the way I feel I should come at you.
Right.
I'm not about to play the same game as everyone else.
I can't do it.
Because doing that is like, I'm just like them. Now, all you're going to do is pick which one's cutest, which one has more money, which one this one. Yeah. But I'm the one that's like, which one is going to take me out of the mindset that I've been in.
Right.
Like, I like to get and dabble inside your mind, see what makes you tick, different things like that.
I mean, so I'm a little different because in my mind, I meet strangers every day. I meet strangers all the time.
Yeah.
I meet people that I've known my whole life that I still consider strangers.
Yeah.
And that's just my lifestyle. I don't know if some people might say it's weird. Some people might say it's bad. You know, I meet people who I've been friends with for a long time, and we stopped talking for an exorbitant amount of time, or we fell out. At that point, once we fell out, we strangers. I ain't finna try to make no extended effort to bring you back in the fold, man. Look, people come, people go, man. When you ready to talk to me, I ain't never gonna show no hate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna just consistently extend myself. No, man. Look, you don't like the way I flow, you don't like the way I move. I treat women the same way.
Yeah.
And when I got a wife, man, look, I don't like. It used to be a time when I was younger. You need the attention of women, cause that's what we out here to get, right?
Yeah.
If I go to the club, I don't want to sit by men. I don't want to chant with men. I don't want to jump with men, stomp with men. No, I'm on women.
I couldn't understand why dudes back in the day would go to the club to dance with other dudes or fight. I'm like, bro, I came here to get on women. I came here to talk to get
one of them. One of them to come with me.
And you can call it thirsty, whatever you want to call
it.
My thing was, I came here, I paid this $10-15 to go in here, talk to some women.
I don't get it. But I be like, I don't necessarily know if thirsty is a problem.
Well,
it's certain levels of thirst, I understand. But for the most part, if I need water to survive, then I should be thirsty.
See, but the whole thing, I figured out, thirsty for a lot of women is just, I don't think you cute. Because if the cute guy come on to you and flirt with you, it's like,
he's not thirsty.
Oh my God, he ain't thirsty.
He just fixed a glass of water. That's
but
he questions his thirst right now.
If it's the dude that you ain't attracted to,
he thirsty.
Man, he trying too hard.
He said hi. Girl, he thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
But
pressure?
I ain't never heard a woman say Morris Chestnut was thirsty.
I'm sure somebody did in his past. He a dark-skinned man.
Man, we ain't gonna go to like.
I understand.
Because there's a lot of dudes out here that a woman is not gonna say, "Oh, he's thirsty," but they've been thirsty behind him.
Right, but a woman, I mean, I guess once you reach a certain financial status, a certain social status, you can start calling women thirsty. But most of the time, their title get turned to groupie.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is. But at the same time, like I said, when it comes to, attracting women, I feel like there's a higher value in individual than, groups, than, like, because, if I'm like everybody else, then what makes me me? I feel like it's the nuances that women pick up on, hey, he do this, that, and the third, or they get, like, if a female ever figure out your moral code, like, this is the lines that he will cross, these are the lines that he won't cross. I feel like once they get to that point and they understand you at that level, then they really start, like, a woman who sees that about him and sees that, hey, there's certain stuff that you just ain't gonna get him to do. You just can't. It just won't work.
Yeah. Like me,
that level of respect
needs
to feeling.
But when I tell people this, sometimes they're like, "Oh, well, obviously it gotta be something else." Because, for example, I'm not a jealous person. Doesn't mean that I don't care less about my wife. I love my wife to death. I'm just not jealous. And if it comes to a point where I am jealous, it's because more than likely you doing way too much for me to be jealous. Yeah. But when I tell people that, they like, oh, well, I can't get with a dude that don't have a little bit of jealousy. I'm like,
what? Why you want an insecure man? Like me? Don't get me wrong. I know my wife fine. I don't have like.
I mean, you got married her
because she fine. That's one of the key instances. Like, I got with you. Also, because you got a great personality and all those things, I like you a little, a lot.
If we're gonna go to the realness,
but
bruh,
upon initially meeting the woman I'm with now, my wife, you was fine. That's what it was. your body was right and your face looked good. Like I like that about you. So I can understand on a base level any man who thinks like me, and I think a lot of men who they think like I think. You gonna find my wife attractive? Can I beat up every dude that come up and think like me? No, it's ridiculous.
Like,
it don't make sense.
Between I think she fine and disrespect. My thing is I don't allow disrespect. Now, because what was it? Me and my wife were on our honeymoon at one point in time, and she was wearing this one piece and everything. She looked gorgeous. I was like, yeah, it's okay, cool. Yeah. We walking, dude out of the blue, he was like, man, I don't mean no disrespect, but your wife looks beautiful. I was like, thank you. That's why I married her.
That's why I got her.
I mean, that's not gonna hurt my feelings.
No, I respect the fact that you respect my taste. You know what I'm saying? It's like me pulling up. You know, it's different when I pull up in the car you like. I drive it, but you still like it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, no, bro, that car you driving. That's the one. That's if I could get a car,
it would be that
car. But of course, it would be a different car,
color,
different color, but might be a different year. But at the same time, I want my car to go that fast and look that good.
Yeah,
like yeah.
But that's how it's supposed to go.
I respect that.
It's like if nobody think your woman look good, I'm sorry, she ugly.
Yeah. And that's a post out there they say if you're not ready to be with a beautiful woman, don't be with a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, that's what, like, women who want their men to be a little insecure about them, it's like you want your man to put you on a pedestal, like put you to a place where you unattainable even for him. And I feel like over time that leads to additional issues.
So we're putting the P on a pedestal.
Yeah. So you sit back and you turn around and she just so fine and so that it's some mystical about her that you can't really fully explain.
But I ain't never felt that way about no woman.
I can't.
I don't care if you call me arrogant or whatever. Oh my God, I don't know why she's with me.
No, you with me because I'm me. I feel like the same level of attraction that I have towards you, you have it towards me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And if you ever feel like you in a position to where you're like, I'm not fitting the bill for you and you just want to move on, hey.
If you feel you can do better and you want to do better,
man,
that's on you.
Because if you think I'm going to be jealous so that you can stay, no. Only way this is going to work with someone like me is I got to trust you. And the method in which I choose to trust is, this is the line. Now, I'll let you go all the way up to touch the line. Be like, that's the edge right there. I'll let you sit back. You can even lean over the line. Like, I could fall at any minute. I'm be like, that's cool. Long as you don't fall, I got no issue with you. Live
that. If you slip over it, if you fall over it, you still cross
that line. Well, it just happened. It was like that whole, we was drinking. I don't care. That was the line. You crossed it. End of game. It's simple. And I feel like because I put those rules in place, and like my rule is it's across the board. If you meet me, you just by my mannerisms, the way I act, I let you know, hey man, look, my wife gonna do what my wife want to do, and I expect her to do exactly what she want to do.
Yeah.
The on the other end of that is most of the stuff she want to do don't offend me. Like she ain't doing something that's gonna jeopardize her relationship with me because of what I do for her. Like ain't nobody gonna do more for my wife. I just don't see it. I don't understand. Like, look, you ain't gonna beat me loving her. You can try. Only person that I can see beating me loving my wife is God. That's it. Like, that's it.
Hey, but God probably gonna say, man, I don't see how you could put up with
this. He like, I made her. I know what that's like.
I don't want to work on this one.
You probably could have did a little pressure. But I see you, dog. You know, I made you a little tougher than other people.
You can handle
that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I be like, nah. You ain't gonna beat me loving that woman. That's not God's work. It don't work that way.
Yeah.
And I'm like I said, I have one statement. I'm certain you can go find women that have heard it direct verbatim. You need to find somebody that's gonna love you like I'm gonna love mine. I don't split love. Not in this context. Friendship, hey, I don't feel like I'm splitting friendship love because that's universal. Everybody love to a certain degree. Even my enemy gets love from me. But there's
I don't
only
know too much about enemies, but I mean,
I don't really have any. I mean, at this point, I'm like, if we had bad blood at some point, I don't understand. Like, I washed it under the bridge. So if you feel like B Hunt still don't like, that's false.
well,
I ain't got no issue.
I got some enemies, but I don't have enemies. Like, they my enemy, but I'm not they enemy. But they still feel that same way about me. I'm like,
Man, that's cool. Like,
I
but
guess.
whatever you need to get through this life, man. If you gotta hate me or find a reason to dislike me to keep on living, buddy, I'll be there for you. Now, don't get me wrong. When you come to me, I reflect the energy. Like, you don't like me? Okay. We don't like each other. But it's not because I don't actually like you. I have no issue with you. But at the same time, I got to protect me because I got something else over here that needs me.
Yeah.
You know, so I can't go out I can't go out weak. So, you know, if you hate me, then I dislike you because you hate me. And I have to dislike you because I have to stay protected. It's like America. Hey, everybody really don't need their shoes checked and everybody don't need a strip and cavity search, but understand I got hit in the mouth. So a couple more than a few of y'all finna get this just because. This is what it is.
Somebody gotta feel it.
Somebody gotta feel it. So when it going back to the primary, set yourself apart, the overall message that I feel like you giving off and I'm giving off, be you.
One of the main things that a lot of people don't understand, there is value in you as a man or a woman.
Because it's rare. There's only one you. And I know it sounds crazy because you like, but everybody could do, like, there's people out there who know Taekwondo, who history teach, who do, like, they got all the same things, but at the end of the day, it's still a way that Jeremy does it that nobody else does it. It's just the way it is. It's just only reason you ain't Jeremy. You could literally have Jeremy name, but you can't beat this particular Jeremy because that body, that soul, that space is taken.
Yeah.
It just
There's
is
only
what
one of
it's
me.
only one Jeremy.
Like, I promise you, and my wife will tell you, hadn't made another one. There is no woman that's gonna sit here and say they found another dude like me. You could say you could find a person that maybe stronger than me, maybe sweeter than me, but you will never find another me.
Every that ER that you put on each one of those made that a totally different human being. Every time he was stronger than me, well, he ain't me. He was sweeter than me, well, he ain't me. Well, he was faster than me. He was more polite than me. He rubbed your feet more than I do. That's him. This is how I give it. It's like, it's literally like you got people who put salt in their grits and people who put sugar in their grits. Savory grits versus sweet grits.
First of all, if you don't put sugar in your grits, something's wrong.
Something's wrong with me then.
I guess there is, because no, sugar is always how you supposed to eat grits. Like
salt, pepper, butter. Done.
First of all, sugar, butter, sugar.
Oatmeal gets sugar. I don't. You know
Oatmeal
what?
and grits are almost the
We
same
can have
thing.
this. We can have this discussion afterwards.
Just saying.
We can have this discussion another day. But as far as grits
My
are
bad.
meant to be savory.
Sugar.
I'm not looking for candy for breakfast all the time.
Sugar. But it's okay.
Either way. But in the end, when you go through, is some people put a certain amount of sugar in their grits. Some people grits are sweeter than other people grits. And sometimes you get to a point where it's too much sugar for some people. And other people
like
find it delectable. So I'm just saying, it all boils down to it.
But
fix
it's
you the way you
different
fix you.
strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks. And if nothing else, double down on who you are. Because if you double down on you, you instantly stand out. Ain't nobody, like I said, ain't no more yous.
And I promise, there's always going to be someone
That's always gonna put
that
you on.
finds the uniqueness in you.
You know what I'm saying? Myra found Steve Urkel.
Hey,
Steve
Myra
kept chasing.
was fun.
Steve Urkel kept chasing Laura. I don't understand why.
First of all, Steve was stupid because
It was
everybody
problematic
said
for
Myra.
me.
Myra wanted him. Myra was a freak.
Understood.
Myra was gorgeous.
Man.
On top of being gorgeous, she loved his dirty draws. She tried to kidnap the dude.
I respect it. I've been like,
Like-
this is my girl. She kidnapped me, dog. What? Stockholm syndrome, dog.
Like, I never understood that, but I was like, I
don't
guess
get it.
so.
All right. So, being that you got a daughter, I got a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What is some dating advice that you would give young women dealing with either men or new age men? I don't necessarily know if you want to make a distinguish the two.
I will tell my daughter like this, and this is God's honest truth. There's the difference between the man that wants to marry you and the man that wants to screw you. The man that wants to marry you is going to act a certain way with you. The man that wants to screw you, if you're not giving him what he wants or what he deserves, he's going to try to manipulate you in some type of way to get what he wants out of you.
Right.
My thing is, and I tell a lot of people, because a lot of grown women don't understand that, oh, well, he's just over. Oh, it seems like all the fast women or all the plastic women or all the.
Jasmine Sullivan said it best. They be winning.
But the thing is, do they really be winning in the long run?
It depends on what you back. Like, you got to figure out what your trophy is. If you're a woman, you got to figure, like, oh man, you got to figure out what your trophy is. Because if you think participation is a trophy, like, because that's women who say these other women be winning because they like participation. If you got a man that's paying your rent, you got a man that's buying you food, you got another man that's taking care of you, you be like, oh, participation. Every man in her life is doing something for her.
Yeah.
But for those who really in the race and they want to get to the finish line, because I always use the finish line as the marriage. Like, I got married now with this person. Yeah, you could have multiple people doing multiple things for you. Everybody got their own specific role. You got your starting five, or if you're a football player type lady and you want to have your 11, your 18, your B team, hey, more power to you, baby. Do you? Men too. Do you, dog? But it's a difference when you got one person who is intent on your satisfaction. I'm not saying your happiness, but when it comes to my performance in your life, hey, you ain't gonna find nobody better. Like, certain teams wouldn't be certain teams without that player. Like, when you start talking about the greatest players of all time, you don't bring up, oh, the Lakers 98 was just amazing, or the Bulls 96 was just amazing. Like, no. When you start talking about the greatest players, now Michael Jordan, how was he? Kobe Bryant, how was he?
Yeah.
LeBron, how was he? Just him. Because you know if he giving you 100% tonight,
it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. And that's what I feel like marriage is. You found the star player, and this the one you finna franchise. Like, nah, I can build a whole entity, a whole energy around this one person. I know that I can trust you with every aspect of my life. When it comes to my kids, I value what you think. When it comes to my money, I know you ain't gonna try to cheat me. When it comes to, something as simple as my socks, you'll at least wash them and fold them in a method in which I like. So you a star to me. That's it. It's 2-on-2 basketball, and I can't pick all five of y'all. I want the best player on my team.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best player ain't the one who make the most shots. Sometimes it's the best player is an assist player. Yeah. You know that I'm better at shooting, so you pass me the ball. Because, hey, having 2 stars on the team is almost as bad as having no stars.
Yeah.
Because you want to shine, I want to shine. Sometimes you just need that person who understand. Hey, this what you do.
Play my position.
I'ma
have
it
well.
I'ma have them assist, bro. When they go back and ask who, like Dennis Rodman, when you go back, it ain't about his scoring or shooting or nothing. I'm blocking. I'm stealing. I'm rebounding. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I took that and I made
and that Bulls team won so many championships because everybody played their game. Everybody knew Jordan was a shooter.
That's his job.
If it wasn't Jordan, it was gonna be Scotty.
That's his job.
Everybody knew it. By some possible chance, they miss it. Rodman gonna go up there for it.
He's gonna get it. He gonna get the ball. He gonna pay. He gonna watch his foot. He gonna pay attention. No, I got this for you, dog. I'm gonna get you that ball back because I need you to do what you do every night. I need you to score, and that's what I feel like marriage is. Like, don't get me wrong. In life, when you dating out here, a lot of people giving you that whole, oh no, I know you can shoot, so I'm gonna get you the ball. But sometimes, I want to take a shot too, and then you might not be somebody who know how to pass. You might not be an assist player, so you never giving them the ball, so they feel like, oh, you know what, this ain't working for me. So now I gotta. That's when you need the third player on the team. It's a 2-on-2 game, but I need a bench. Why? Because when I'm ready to shoot, I need you to get out the game so he can pass you the ball so I can shoot sometime. Then that person like, well, I don't want you shooting all the time. And he ain't going to pass me the ball because he sure ain't pass you the ball. Yeah. We need a fourth player on this court so he could do, that's when you get that whole, it's all mixed up. Everybody want to be the star.
So let me ask you this. With your daughter, would you be cool with your daughter dating someone outside the race?
At this point, yes. I mean, don't let me be very selective with what I say because I don't want people to be like, oh, he trying to pass his daughter off to another. No, that ain't what I'm doing. If my daughter finds somebody like me, like-minded as me, and gonna treat her like I would treat my wife, whether he's white, black, Indian, Puerto Rican, I don't care what he is. If he gonna do for her what I do for mine, I know he a good guy.
I agree.
Now, if I had it my way, if that was ideal, I would want to look at that person and see me. Like not as me, but like, hey, your skin look like my skin, and I can identify with portions of your struggle. Like when we having these conversations, and I say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Some people got privilege, some people don't got privilege, and you could be like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Bryant. You right, you do, buddy. Cause you look like, but if the person that she with can't identify with me on that level, and we can't reach that point, but you make her happy, and I know push come to shove, like you always say, if a bullet fly through, somebody come in here and a bullet fly through the window or fly through the door, he gonna pray to God that it hits him and not my daughter. I don't care what you look like, buddy.
Yeah,
you the one. you him.
I guess I look at it like this. I don't want a man that's going to get my daughter in any kind of mess, but I want a man that if there happen to be some mess, he gonna handle the mess just as I would.
Just like I would.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't stand men that say they can't fight or can't stand up for a woman, because I'm like, if push comes to shove, which I pray at some point in time, I never have to put my hands on somebody. Well, I have in the past, but you know what I mean.
You gotten older and you want to do better.
Yeah,
now.
when I'm older, it's like I don't want to hurt nobody. I just want to live my life. But I tell you, if somebody that cross my wife or cross me about my wife, I have not one doubt whatsoever. You gonna feel all this.
You gonna go there.
Go get in the car. I'm gonna handle this real quick. Make sure the car crunk because I don't know how bad this is gonna happen for him, and we gotta go. So, yes, if with my daughter, you better be able to defend my daughter because that's my daughter that I'm leaving in your care. If you can't defend her, you don't need to be with her, period. Right.
But I'm also going to help you out, little dude. I'm gonna make sure she got some common sense, not to put you in some
Yeah.
situations that go compromise your life because of ignorance. Now, you walking through a crowd of 20 guys. I don't expect her to be like, and he gonna knock all y'all out. Wait, babe. Wait. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like
but
that.
You know what's bad? There's gonna be some woman that say, "Oh well, he still should."
He should try, baby. Look, now
he ain't gonna win. This
look,
ain't the movies.
You can't be a girlfriend widow, okay? Like he gave up his life. Ain't no insurance policy going
like,
to.
I forgot the name of this movie. Somebody was telling me this movie. I was like, man, that sounds stupid. It was like 5-6 dudes and the dude and his girl walking down the street. Then
Lance Gross and who you call it? What's her name? The Smollett girl, the June Smollett or something like that. But I know what you're talking about. The Temptations. Of a relationship therapist, something like that. We watched it recently.
That stuff. But the thing was, 6 dudes over here, like say something to his girl, and then he's like, "Come on, baby, let's walk on." And
because the truck was right there, I know.
Like, and she was so offended because he didn't say nothing back.
Nothing to that. Like,
first of all, there ain't. I'm sorry. I need to explain this to some people. In life, there ain't no dude out here gonna whoop 6 dudes.
John White,
bro. He better okay.
Yeah, you have to rethink it.
I have to revamp this. There's no dude that's gonna whoop 6 dudes coming straight at him at once. You are not going.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do that.
You are not gonna
You're
do that.
Very bold
now,
man.
if one step up and you drop one, cool. If
you gotta
2
move
step
quick.
up, you could drop 2, maybe even 3, 6. No, somebody gonna catch you in the back.
Yeah,
and when they catch you in the back, you going down.
Yeah.
It ain't like 6 skinny, super small dudes are the ones gonna be talking trash.
No, that ain't how that work.
That ain't how it normally work. It's always one swole dude.
I'm ready.
There's the one quick dude in the group,
and
there's that one dude that's a little off.
Yeah, and he just with it for no. Yeah. Like he not fully capable of doing it by himself, but with his boys, he's like he hit you with that Captain Planet. With our powers combined, I am real. He jumped out there.
But the fact of the matter is, some people be swearing up and down. I'm like, hey, you ain't gonna. The movies, yes, in the movies, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, he whooped everybody. In real life,
it don't work.
No,
like
it
that,
don't
bro.
happen.
Like,
if 6 dudes run up on you at once, kick somebody in the nuts. Yeah, because I'm sorry. And some people be over here trying to say that. If it's more than 2, somebody getting kicked in the nuts. I'm sorry.
I always say at that point, because first of all, my dad always told me, ain't no such thing as a fair fight. I ain't never seen one in my life. I mean, boxing matches, I've seen too many people get headbutted and hit below the belt. Yeah. So if they doing it and they professionals, don't get me confused with them. My mission is to go home. So whatever it takes, if I gotta hit you in the throat, kick you in the balls, choke you out, punch you in the eye,
hit you with that Bobby off King of the Hill, you can't have my purse. Pow! It's like,
hit you hard.
And when I'm gonna hit you. Oh, I'm gonna take your life.
Because at the end of the day, my daughter, my wife, they at home. They need daddy home. So I ain't come playing.
And that's exactly how I feel any man that is with my daughter should be.
Yeah.
Because protection is your job. I'm sorry. I don't care if you call me old fashioned.
But it really is. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of women out there who, keep the pistol, keep the hammer on them. Hey, but respect like to
this.
you.
I'm just saying this, and I've had to say this to a couple people. I don't care if you got the heater on you or whatever. You're not going to pull this heater out from in your pan before I knock you out. You're not. It's not going to happen that way. And that's just the facts. It's like, you could tell, if you already got it on you out and stuff, I'm like, cool, you could pull that. But for you to reach off in your pants, pull it out before I hit you in your face.
But I'm just saying, don't get me wrong. Look, now, they got it on them. because the walk off is always a problem. Because it's like handling a snake. Like, I mean, unless you're sure the snake is incapacitated or dead, if it's venomous, it always has potential. But that pistol is a fang, bro. That thing is a thing.
And that is true. But I'm sorry, and I pray it never happens. Yeah. But if you got a gun, and I feel you're gonna use that gun, you're not gonna make it up. Myself. I have to defend myself. You are not going to get up, and I have to do what I gotta do. I pray I don't kill you, but I refuse to be shot walking off. I refuse for you to pull this gun out on me, my family, my wife, anything like that.
I feel like if you fight somebody with a gun and you get the upper hand, take the gun. Yeah. I mean, do I want you to use it? No, but you took the gun.
Keep it. That's my gun.
That's my gun, and we can call. Look, I'll get it over there to the cops or the authorities or whoever. Mm-hmm. But you can't have the gun back as long as we in close proximity to one another. Because, like I said, I gotta go home. Mm-hmm. As much as we got this altercation and this beef going and this stress and this testosterone, buddy, look. End of the day, a man ain't judged by the fist he gonna throw. It's about the children he raised and the wife he keep happy. Mm-hmm. Like that's real life. That's really.
I saw this one thing. I was like, man, it hurt my heart, and I can't stand this. It's like, if you start an altercation, man, why would you start this altercation and you not going to defend yourself? And defending yourself does not mean bring out the gun. No. Like, you started the altercation. I'm watching this one thing, and I hate watching World Stars sometimes because that all it be is ignorance. And I'm like,
and booty shaking. I like World Stars.
Okay, booty shaking. Booty shaking on World Stars, cool. But it be the ignorance though. Like, dude gets mad at the other guy. They over here talking and everything, and then he pushes the dude. The other dude, he pushes him back. All of a sudden, the dude that did the first push, he pulls out a gun. Bang, 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 3 times. I'm like,
I wish we went back to, how you pulled out the white glove, and I challenge you to a duel. And be like, just because the white glove and the slap is like crazy disrespect, but now we got to fight.
Yeah.
So,
But the thing is, people don't know how to fight nowadays.
And that's what I really don't understand that. Because I be like, all these martial art gyms and stuff that's going around,
because
we should be able to
when the gun came out, when guns were more acceptable and easy for people to do, people would be like, oh, I don't take no L's.
I'd be like, don't get me wrong. It was like, even though you took, like, I didn't win all my fights, bro. I just didn't. It just didn't work that way. I won a lot, but I lost a lot too.
But at the end
of the day, I got respect. The dude that I just lost a fight to gonna be like, he gonna see you tomorrow. We gonna if we don't have to fight again, because depending on how my mama feel that day. But
but I think that's partly the reason, because a lot of people raising these little sissified boys, because it's mostly boys. Girls will get out there fight more than dudes nowadays. What? Girls get out here, oh, well, we're going to go at it.
Let's go.
I'm like, okay. I'll be dudes over here like, I don't take no L. I ain't going to look like no punk.
Look, I got that on me. But I do respect this one guy, because, it was real disrespectful. He was asking this dude in this interview, he was like, so, how much you want to bet that I'll beat you down right now? Then he said, but I got it on me. That's what he said. He said, okay, like, let's just say you don't have it on you. Like, how do you feel like I beat you up? He's like, but we'll never know, because I do have it on me. And I was like, you know what? For ignorant people asking stupid questions,
like stupid stuff like that, I'm like, okay, I can see that.
You do got it on him, so I can see that.
Most of the time, when I see a lot of these things, it's always one dude that can't fight. He's the one initiating the issue, fight.
The pressure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, for the one that, because my mama always told me, those people deserve a lot of leave alone. And I'm like, I would tell my daughter that same thing. It's like, hey, don't let your mouth write a check that you can't cash.
You can't. Nah.
And I'm like, because there's gonna be some little girl out there.
You gonna say it's always a Sharkeisha out there, bro.
Sharkeisha, no.
But see, it's real. She exists. No, she's not fake. It's not fiction. It ain't a fairy tale.
Man, but that's just the thing. I'm
She
like,
out
man,
here.
like everybody gonna meet their match. I'm going to
Slide.
sit here and tell you, I don't care who you are, I don't care how good you are. Somebody got your ticket, and they're gonna punch your ticket if you keep on messing with them.
Yeah.
That's why I don't start any fight. I've never started a fight. But if you come up here and you do all this, I'm gonna make sure you remember this.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's life. All right. Get that, that part. Shout outs. Who you showing love to?
So, as always, love to shout out my beautiful wife. She has a lot of different businesses. I always try to make sure I shout out all her business. Tracy's like mine. Yanni like mine. And then also Wasted Desires. They actually have a pop-up that they're doing tonight at 7 o'clock. Check it out. I don't know where, but it's on Facebook. So you can actually look up her Facebook or my sister-in-law's Facebook. And that the address is actually posted on there.
What's the sister-in-law name for those who don't know?
Oh, man.
Oh, you know what? Never mind.
I'm going to say it, but
it's for business purposes. They got give them the name to the, because I know they got a group.
Okay, yeah. Well, the group is just Wasted Desires.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. They're actually working on their website right now. Check it out. Also, check out the podcast. The other one I want to shout out was just slipped my mind.
Who want it?
Aretha.
Oh yeah, Aretha.
Aretha, always like to shout out businesses, black-owned businesses. She actually does body sculpting. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. She actually has an actual business that's opened up in Northwest Mall. And she actually does it out of Grand Prairie 2 and Arlington.
Exceptional.
So, we support black businesses. I suggest y'all support them too. Like and subscribe to the podcast.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm going to shout out, of course, something for the people. We on YouTube now. We are streaming live to YouTube as well as Facebook. It's easier for us on YouTube. So if you can find your way over to YouTube and boost that view count, we're trying to reach 1,000 at some point. So help us. We're going to keep doing what we're doing regardless. So, but I do appreciate all those who can. Also, as always, I'm going to shout out Mr. Bully Wiggles. Like I said, when I find out what he's doing, I'm going to let you know. So when he get back in his groove, doing what he love to do, I'm going to tell you to go show your love, and I hope you do that. Also, DJ, he doing For Your Ambition. That's another podcast with another friend of mine, friend of ours. He doing his thing. Check him out. D-Mac, he cuts hair. He's out in Dallas, so if you're in the Dallas area, type in D-Mac, D-MAC, and urban style, urban cuts. That's him. So if you want to find him on Instagram, his address posted there. Boom, boom, boom. You can go out there. He gonna cut you up and get you right. Also, Tyler Bailey, that's my cousin. He makes luxury clothing items. It's not a game. Hand-picked fabrics. I'm talking about don't get me wrong, ain't no issue with people who go out there and design t-shirts. I intend to design t-shirts myself, but we talking about going to the point where he picking up Quartzky crystals, he picking out, the leathers, he designing it himself, and he saying that stitch go there. And that's when I say luxury. I'm not talking about, fulfillment center. I'm talking about this one man, his vision. He's putting how he envisions fashion on your back. Top notch. With that said, it's been another episode of Something for the People.
Big Easy.
Hold it down.